The inaugural meeting of the MSG Environment and Climate Change Ministers held recently in Nadi could not have come at a more appropriate week, as the Western and Northern divisions bore the brunt of 5 days of intensive rainfall. With damage estimates totaling more than $30 million, government authorities have begun the huge task of helping to restore normalcy in the affected areas. The two-day meeting further noted that MSG members must in every way possible harness the opportunities presented by consolidating its position on environment and climate change issues and using necessary regional and international resources to help address the environmental changes, some of which Fiji has been experiencing recently. But for major Melanesian regional economies such as Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands, the meeting also provided the platform needed to help member MSG countries address the pressing issues relating to our environment and climate change.
For instance, if I come from an island, and over generations, we have been involved in the marine way of life. We know how to fish, and we know how to walk the reef, and we have been doing all this, and we have lived. We've walked the mangroves around the island. So they are not involved in a huge volume of gardening, to grow food crops or that sort of thing, because it involves a lot of work, cutting down trees. Doing gardening is another important, very, very hard job. So they have not been involved over generations. So all of a sudden you just get them out from the traditional land, and then you go and live because of the climate change issue, and then you're taking them to an environment that they've never adopted over generations.
The whole idea of holding together as Melanesian countries and holding together on issues specific and unique to Melanesia in terms of our environment and climate change, so that when we do things as one talks, as a group, as relatives, as people who have common interest here. And also in terms of institutions, to move up and above or besides the institutions that we have already, especially the emphasis on environment and climate change issues and impact.
The meeting, under the theme Environmental and Climate Change, was co-sponsored by the Fijian government, the IUCN and GIZ, and was chaired by the Minister for Environment, Mr. Samuela Saumatua. Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ratu Inoke Kubuabola, said the meeting was timely, and from the interventions made over the course of this meeting, it was quite clear that there appears to be a continuous and genuine seriousness regarding the impact of climate change on poor and vulnerable countries. Thus, the initiative shown by the MSG leadership and member countries was crucial in mapping our way forward. The sentiments were also shared by many who were present at the meeting.
As from a political perspective, I think that that's why we need an MSG, so they can take our struggle in international fora, so we can achieve what we're looking for. So MSG is a very strong partner, so they can defend our struggle. So that's a good thing that MSG is supporting us.
Well, this is a very timely gathering of the environment and foreign affairs ministers from the Melanesian countries, because as I've just said, we're in the middle of the negotiation of the language or the outcome of the Rio Plus 20, and I think the Melanesian ministers meeting here are in a very good position to suggest specific language in the text that reflect the special interest or concerns of the Melanesian countries.
On the agenda, some of the important things, I think number one is the role of the environment in the whole climate change issue, and the fact that the whole issue of sustainability and climate change has come across because of unsustainable living. And here is, I think, the best case we have in the Pacific, and Melanesia especially is presenting the case of a healthy environment and ensuring that it is part of not just our national obligations, but for our people, but it's also part of our global advocacy. The forest, healthy marine environments contribute to long-term economic sustainability.
This inaugural meeting represented the MSG's first steps to finding solutions to difficult climate change problems rather than acting as passive or silent victims. The issue of our environment and climate change are amongst many other significant agendas which are helping to drive MSG forward.